All right, here we go. Time for another solo overnighter in the woods. And I'm thinking we camp in a hammock hot tent. Let's get to it. Okay, so here we are, we're at the rock formations. This is one of my favorite spots, and I hope you guys enjoy it as well. Filmed a few videos out here, and just a overall good spot. Got, nice backdrop anyway. Hope your Thanksgiving was outstanding. This will be my Thanksgiving video, and I appreciate every single one of you, and I'm thankful. I really appreciate it. Now, think back to about January of this year. I did a one Tigris ultralight hot tent, and it had an ultralight hot tent camp stove and stove jack that came with it. Now one Tigris took it a step further, and they came out with a hammock hot tent, complete with a stove. Let's go ahead and get that bad boy set up, and then we'll talk through it. Okay, so think back to January. Just like my one Tigris hot tent, or the ultralight hot tent, this one here, there's no directions. They kind of want you to go to their website and watch their videos, and you can do that, but it's self-explanatory. There's two attachment points on top. You want to hang it about 6 feet, 6.5 feet, somewhere in there, and I tied it off with a trucker's hitch. Around the entire hammock tent, you have attachment points as well, guy lines, and a stake. Put it through here, pull it tight, and stake it out. Alright, so the one thing I always find annoying is that most of these tents have this crappy guide line, and on it there's a plastic dog bone. And it goes around the stake and you cinch it up towards the tent and it pulls it tight. And what I found is most of the time, not all the time, but most, it wants to slip back on itself, and then this thing's just flopping in the breeze. So what I like doing is put the stake in the ground and do a Marlin spike hitch around the stake. This gives me the freedom to adjust that stake wherever I want it. That way I can adjust the tension and then simply stab it in the ground. There's a pocket right there. And then you can simply put the stake into that pocket and then pull it tight. Okay, so like I mentioned, the tent comes with guy lines and stakes, if possible. And I highly advise, if you can, tie off your guy lines or bank line or paracord to actual trees, or put stakes in the corner. That way it will actually give it that house or that boxy shape. Staking it straight to the ground, it kind of wants to pull it and make it more rounded. If you're okay with that, cool, but you want that boxy shape where it actually resembles walls and a roof, then go with some sticks or tie it to an existing tree. So taking our bowline, we're going to pass it through our loop and then inside of itself and create a running bowline. It will cinch down right here on this loop. Then from here we can go ahead and stake it down or tie it to an object. Let's go ahead and talk size. Now, this hammock hot tent is extremely large, and in my opinion, it's going to be difficult to try and backpack this thing through the woods. Although it will attach to a backpack, and you saw mine earlier, it's just bulky AF, okay? It's a lot larger than the ultralight I used back in January. We're talking about 6.5 feet high by about 6.5 feet wide by 9 or 10 feet in length, so it's pretty big. But you can get 2 cots in here, one large hammock and a cot, or sleep on the ground and throw your stove inside. Let's go inside and check it out. This thing is like a parking garage, man. I mean, right here on my knees and with my hands fully extended, we're talking about over 6.5 feet in length, and I can't touch the walls. So you can see, putting a cot here, putting a cot there, sliding them back, putting a hot stove right here, or one cot, all of your gear, stove, you'll be good to go all night. And I guarantee this thing is going to get extremely hot. Okay, so we have two stove jack options. You have one here at the top and one at the side wall, and you can see it's a good 18 inches or so from the edge of the wall to where this front opening would be. Now check this out. Here is our back wall. The front wall is identical. You have zippers right here. That's where your hammock strap is going to go, to that tree right there. And you can adjust it wherever you want it. Okay, so here's one of the things I love about this hot hammock tent, is that I can ditch the hammock and it's an actual tent. And one thing we talked about earlier was the possibility of putting a cot inside here. So one Tigress went in and sent me one of their cots. A lot of moving parts. Things looking like a computer. Whoa! The first directions I've seen this entire trip. For those that don't know, here's what I'm trying to accomplish. Whenever you get a new stove, either titanium or stainless, it's always good practice to go ahead and burn it in outside. It kind of burns out the chemical smell and the toxins that are inside of it, and also gives it a nice cool look. So I'm going to go ahead and burn that in out there. That way when I bring it in here, the smell on that stainless steel is going to be at a minimum. All right. So right here you can see the size of the tent that we're talking about. I mean, I'm laying here, I'm 6'1", and I got a good 2.5 feet here and probably another foot there. So 9+ feet, maybe even 10 on a good day. Now the stove would go right here, but taking this cot, tossing it over there, more than enough room for my gear. We got room for 2 people in here, and I'm willing to bet you could probably put 3 cots in here. So I'm happy with this, and there's still room left over for the gear. Yeah. All the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. One, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. And if you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. All right, get that brown gravy going. Piece of turkey. Turkey breast and gravy. Outstanding AF. Thanksgiving in the field. Catch you all in a few. Okay, so a lot of people are triggered, and I've heard this before. He's got 2 fires, that's just stupid. Well, here's the reason why. You saw me cook out here earlier. I utilized that area there for the water boil, and then I made gravy, stuffing, and mashed potatoes. Out here, I cooked my turkey. Now the secret is, if it's below 40 degrees Fahrenheit, leave the food outside. It's a natural refrigerator. And today it got to the high of 40. Tonight, we're looking at around 22 degrees Fahrenheit. So it's a bit early in the year to do a hot tent, or in this case a hot hammock tent, but I saw this and I couldn't resist. So here we are. Okay, so not a lot going on tonight. By the time you watch this, you've already had your Thanksgiving. Hopefully it was a good one. Right now we're currently, I think, 2 days before Thanksgiving, and I'm filming this, so when I'm done here I can jump forward to those 2 days and spend mine with my family. I'm looking forward to that. The backpacks dropped, I believe 550 backpacks, and they are completely gone. For those that are interested, that knife that I used to cut the turkey, that is the Scorpion XL from Self-Reliance Outfitters, Pathfinder Knife Shop, PKS. And to be brutally honest, if I did not have my Camp and Trail Corporal Kelly edition, I'd be rolling with that one. Love that knife. Once again, that's a Scorpion XL, and the Self-Reliance Outfitters link is inside my description box. Check it out. Okay, so here we are. We're inside of our hot hammock tent. And let me tell you what, this thing's doing exactly what it's supposed to do. And in fact, it's doing it so well that it's around 72 degrees Fahrenheit and rising. So I'm going to have to either open that door and vent this bad boy, or just let it burn down for a little bit, because it's getting too hot in here. I'm happy with this. We'll talk about this hot hammock tent in the morning, but real quick, why would somebody want to do something like this? Well, here's why. Those that hammock camp in the wintertime, you know you got to mess around with under quilts, and then over quilts, and those things can get bulky and just to the point where it's ridiculous. So something like this, and they're calling it a hot hammock tent, but in reality, it's a hot tent. I can get rid of this hammock, put 2 cots in here, maybe even 3, 2, I guarantee, comfortably with all of your gear. So I'm happy with this. And with that, I'm gonna sit here, enjoy my heated surroundings, catch you all in the morning. Always outstanding. Okay, let's talk about the shelter. Did exactly what it's supposed to do. Protected me from the elements, the wind, rain, snow, and even the cold. Right now we're looking at probably about 65 degrees minimum, and it actually got so hot last night I had to open it up and vent. Well, I'm happy though, because it's 18 degrees out there, and I'm a happy camper. So here's my final take on this. It's a lot larger than I expected. The pros and cons. If I don't want a hammock, I could turn it into an actual hot tent, sleep on the ground or on a cot. And what I discovered last night is this cot is currently sitting lengthwise. This cot can actually be turned widthwise and placed towards the back. We have all that room out there for activities. So with that, one tigress, I'm happy. And there you go, solo overnight celebrating Thanksgiving in a hot hammock tent. Just keeps getting better and better. With that, all the gear in my videos can be found in 2 places. One, my Amazon influencer page, and 2, my Self-Reliance Outfitters influencer page. And if you're interested in Corporals Corner merchandise, that can be found on Teespring. All 3 links are found inside my description box. Now please do me a favor, hit that like and subscribe button, then ring that notification bell. Once you ring that bell, please select all notifications. And as always, thank you for your comments, views, and support. Thanks for watching. Get out in the field, have some fun. I'm going to catch you next time.